Good evening, good evening. Welcome to the SIMSeniors Group 1, Round 6 of the Championship. As we fly down under to Mount Panorama, this track is feared amongst the drivers. This is one of the old-time driving experiences, some would say. I'm joined here this evening with Neil Mellon in the commentary booth from Group 2.
How you doing? How you doing? Good to be back.
Yeah, just glad you enjoyed last week and you were willing to join us
Yeah,
again for another week.
yeah, it was great. The flight to Australia was a long flight, but it's nice to be here. The weather's nice here at Bathurst. You know, they're giving us a nice commentary box too, which is good.
It's nice to see the skippies going around.
A few cracks. You know, we're having a barbecue outside. It's all good. But no, we're looking forward to seeing Group One racing tonight. I mean, as you say, the track is, you know what, it's a fantastic track, but very technical. There's a few twisty parts on it which are very dangerous, and if I think that if one or two guys get caught in there and you're in amongst a train, it could be an absolute mess, you know.
Yeah,
So
there
it's gonna
is.
be fun to watch.
Yeah, there's not many places to get some runoff here. We are just dropping into qualifying now. We've got the cars leaving the garage. I'm going to get us across to that action, and we'll get on board with whoever's going to be the first one over the line. If I can have my mouse back, that'd be wonderful.
Must actually bring up the leaderboard for the championship and see where we're at.
Hold on a second here, guys. We're having a bit of technical difficulties. It looks like we have lost our windows for the details and stuff, but that will take me a little second to sort out. We'll start to see them all just coming back one by one. Well, everything's throwing a little wobbly tonight. They weren't ready for us down under.
Yeah, it's a bad internet connection down here.
Here we go. So we are on board with Graham Brooks. He was the first out the pit lane, so we are going to see what his lap time is going to be like around the mountain. There has been some fast times in practice. We saw times of 2:03s, some of the times even 2:02s, matching the qualifying times of the IRL racing that we saw this year with the 12 hours of Bathurst. They're really showing pace this evening.
Yeah, like again, I said it last week as well, but the Group One Championship guys are they're just so fast and they're so competitive. The the times are just really close, really close. You know, so it'll be interesting to see how they are tonight because this is a different animal. This track, it really is. It starts to man out from the boys. I think. You know.
There's no runoff. There are no such things as a small accident at Mount Panorama.
No, definitely not.
So we've got
I'm just
Graham
looking at the.
Howes. Oh, Carol, sorry, Neil.
No, you're okay. I'm just looking at the leaderboard here. See, Simon Aid is at the top at the moment, followed by Russell Nash. I think he had a few penalty points, maybe from last week. I'm not sure.
So Nash will be looking to get past Simon, then I imagine,
Yeah,
in the leaderboard for the championship. He'll want to score well today in the Audi, get buried into the camber at Griffin's Bend coming up the hill.
a tight left-hander here. Yeah, it's really rewarding when you do it well. When you do it wrong, it's a mess.
You got up here into McPhillamy Park, you've got to weave it between the two walls here. You come down the hill and you've got the grate up against the wall. You're running every millimeter of this circuit.
Yeah. And then you have to brake in a straight line before you hit those twisty parts.
All that,
Again, you can end up facing the wrong way.
all the brave driver stuff through the middle, and then as you get to the top of the hill, you have to throw that away and then be a ballerina on the pedals.
Exactly.
Forrest Elbow there.
Yeah,
So
he's
hard.
He's made it through.
Sorry, what was that, Neil?
No, I'm just saying he made it through that section.
Oh yeah,
Well,
Forest Elbow is very hard corner. You won't feel the front tires, and you push that brake pedal a little too hard, you will flat spot them up.
yeah. Interesting to see what time he comes up with here.
It's going to be a very interesting start to the night to see where all of these drivers start falling into place. The 203 already into the 203, so that's going to be a strong time.
Yeah.
Who are we going to see come over the line to take it? We've got Russell and Chris that are battling there to take the top spot.
0.3 on it. Literally 0.3 in the first top three guys.
Russell coming up, and
Really
you've
close.
got Chris Mansell behind him in the Audi as they come charging up Mountain Straight. Adam as well taking the top, so we are seeing some fast times come in here.
202. Wow. And again, their tires are just getting warmed up. I think this lap and the next lap will show a really probably their optimum time. You know, if they can do a good lap.
Yeah, get the tires warmed up. You don't bring the tires up fast here. You definitely want to take your time with them. We've got Simon 8 is 6/10 up. As Charles sets the fastest lap time so far with a 2:02.8.
Nice.
Very fast.
So time again.
That's going to be a difficult time to beat. He only got it off of Adam by 0.04 of a second.
But I mean, we saw this before. You see these guys, Charles and Adam, really, really fast. Really, I mean, they're all fast, but these two guys tend to come out first, second. You know.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting after Alessandro has stepped down from the championship. Is who's going to take that fight and spot? Yeah, he announced that he's stepping down from the championship and he's going to rejoin us hopefully next season. But that means there's an empty slot towards the front of the grid. There's going to be four.
Yeah.
There's going to be 4 or 5 drivers that are going to want to get into that position to start fighting for really good points up the front.
Breaking news, man. You heard it here first. Alessandro's out then. Well, I tell you what, Adam is actually 4th in the championship. I mean, he's right behind where Alessandro was. So
that lap from Simon takes him up to 5th place. 5th place. He's going to be really happy with getting that lap done clean, bringing around, no drama. It's going to be a good, safe bank lap. He'll feel more comfortable now pushing to beat that time.
Yeah, charged up 0.3.
Christopher Bourne, who's 0.4 up as he comes towards Skyline in the Lamborghini. Seven, 8 up.
He's got a guy right in front of him there. Might slow him down, although it could get a toe in the back straight, but that can be off-putting as well when you're braking into a corner. If you go too close to the guy in front, it can cost you time as well. Just depends how he handles this. He'll definitely be getting the benefit of a tow right now.
A lot of cars going green right now.
Yeah.
Improving on their times. This second up is going to get Christopher Bourne right into contention with the lead guys. It looks like he's left himself enough space.
Yeah.
Going to be close.
That BMW in front of him was worked out really well, I think. Made up some fantastic time there.
That's going to put him third.
202, nice.
2:02.9. So he just sneaks above of Chris Mansell, who's got the 2:03.1.
Yep.
We've got Gary Barham, who is just coming over the top of the hill, all very shaky through there.
That's my endurance teammate, Gary. You know, he's faster than me.
You had a good time this weekend at Brands Hatch?
Yeah. It was a good race, 6-hour endurance race. Me and Gary. So Gary, as I was saying, Gary's quicker than me, so it was really good. Being challenged to keep up with Gary's times, he's
That's
up
it.
point
There's
four of a second at the moment, so
so
we're
much
getting
you
the
can
two.
learn for partnering up with a faster driver for the weekend, sharing the same car,
Yeah,
little tips and tricks you can pick up from each other.
yeah, the braking points, certain gears and what have you. I mean, yeah, that learn a lot now, But he's doing well. He's up half a second now, so he's going to go to the 2 3s, which will
He's
take him up to the top 10, maybe top 10.
right, but he's going to
Let's
be
see.
quite a big of a jump. This part of it's quite crowded. He's going to
Oh,
land in
12.
12th. We do have Russell, who's on a burner right now as he's coming around the final corners a second up. He is fighting for the lead of the championship with Simon Aid, so he'll want to try and
Like, he's
start ahead of
packing
him.
up so much time. You see that? He's picking up so much time in that last straight there. Oh, they are 202.2.
202 takes the top spot. So
Amazing.
Charles is going to have to make quite a bit of an improvement, but we do have Adam out here who is also 8/10ths up.
Yeah.
So he's going to be trying. He's looking at a 202 flat right now, maybe even a 201. As he's really pushing this M4 round.
It doesn't surprise me with Adam. Adam is one of those aliens that can just pull out these magical times. He really can. I don't know how he does it. He's just so quick in the qualifying. It's unreal.
Interesting to see here if we can compare times between him and Boris, where he's losing out times from. We'll see as he crosses the line. If he takes this from Boris, we'll be able to see the time. Sorry, Russell. Excuse me. As we cross around, we'll be able to see how far Russell will have to push his BMW to match this time. From 103, 102. It's going to be a 202 flat, pushing 2/10ths up. So you can see he found a 10th in the beginning sector, a 10th in the middle sector, and then just 200ths in the final sector. So it was very close.
Phenomenal lap. Phenomenal.
We're talking, these are you blink and you miss that sort of time.
Oh yeah, totally. You're talking like we're not even talking about tenths of seconds, we're talking about hundredths. Oh, there's a guy way off. Who's that?
That is Christopher Bourne in the Lamborghini hitting the wall in the late stages of qualifying. That is
the guys are just trying so hard.
You do have
you push the car so hard to maximize the time, but just that millimeter, as you said, over the line, and you just lose it. Like you just hit the wall.
But Thomas Linard is bringing it over the line. He's currently down in 21st with a 205, but this is going to jump him up all the way up to 17th. That's 8 places there. Going to get maybe 1 or 2 more shots at it around here to see if he can improve on that. We've got Craig Holmes, who's 7/10ths up as he comes out of Forest Elbow. Oh no, he's halfway down the straight. Camera problems, folks. The Australian technicians.
they can't operate the cameras. 0.7 he's up. Very good.
0.7, yeah, this is going to be you just see how far Thomas was able to jump up, so this could be intention to take that away.
You know what, I'm starting to see more and more drivers using the Bentley as well recently. It seems to become a bit more popular that year. Oh, up to 21st. Nice. But no, it's definitely becoming a popular car now, the Bentley. I still stick to my BMW. But...
AJ Jones in the Audi, who's going to be coming around the last corner. 6/10ths.
Nice time there.
It's going to bring him into the top 10 for 8.
Brilliant.
Looking at the starting grid so far, there's a lot. We got Adam, Russell, Charles, Christopher, Danny, Chris, Ian, AJ, Simon and Lee, and Jamie, and Robert Homer. That's 12 extremely talented drivers.
Crazy.
Without going down any further, that's a hell of a starting 12, and it could get quite feisty.
Yeah. I mean, we saw this last week as well. There was about 12 drivers all within a second of each other. It was just so close. It's so competitive.
Ferrari coming down here, you can see he'll be gentle on the brakes to bring it down and around, run it all the way out to the wall, and it's a straight run all the way down here.
It's really important to get a good exit, because if you don't, you're just going to start losing time that whole back straight. You know, you need to get on the power early but safely.
Got
You know,
Simon 8 is 5/10 up just behind him.
he's going to be possibly going on the 202s. Another fast driver.
202s is going to land him up into the top 5. You have Russell. Russell is up 4/10 wherever he is on track. But he seems to have fallen away from him there. That's commentator's cuss. It looked like he could have taken the lap away from Adam at the top. We're coming over towards the line. We're getting our starting order here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, qualifying sort of finishing now, so they're on their last laps.
We've got Ed Brown, who's up a 10th. He's quite early into his lap. He must have made it across the line.
Yeah.
It looks like Charles made it across the line as well. He's going to get another run. Richard Cook, I'm looking at Richard Cook. He's just brought it across the line to get up to 24.
Brilliant.
These last drivers will be trying to push hard as they can. We've got Colin McNair in the BMW down in 22nd. He's up the most out of everybody here.
I haven't seen Colin this whole qualifying now. He usually gets into the top 10. But as we said last week, he's had a bit of luck, or bad luck, throughout the championship. So be interesting to see how he does tonight.
We'll be looking to improve, but Craig behind it. Well, Craig is out there 4/10 up as well. So these 3 drivers here are trying to they're all matching their gap up, as they're all going to jump up together. So who's going to get the bigger jump? Craig at the moment with 5/10.
I think you'll see a good battle with Colin and Craig on the track during the race.
Colin jumps up to 21st.
Nice.
Go back, we've got Craig Holmes 5/10 up. He's going to land himself 6/10 up. That's going to take him up to 17th. And then last but not least, we've got Craig Starkey.
Double Craigs.
Finishes our qualifying session. That was pretty intense there at the top, with a lot of drivers getting into the 202s. We've got 6 drivers doing 202s here, and the top 10 is full of great drivers. It really is. A lot of these guys know their driving etiquette, know how far they can push the car and their own limits. This is just going to be we're in for a real treat here. As after we got the first corner, we have that big long straight, and it's going to be hustle and bustle and getting the draft and lining yourself up for turn 3, no, turn 2.
I think, honestly, we're going to see a number of different races tonight. I think we're going to see the guys up the front who are really quick. There's going to be a big battle there, the midfield, and then the back. I think we're going to see 3 different races tonight. But then, your qualifying pace is not necessarily your race pace. And if you can keep it consistent during the race, then you can definitely pick up places. This is the type of track, as we were saying, there's no runoff, there's no room for error, and we will have accidents. So you can pick up some really good places tonight, I'd say, in the race.
So I'm going to run through our starting order here, Neil.
Yeah.
We've got Adam in the first. He's got pole. Russell Nash in second. Charles in third, Simon Aid in fourth, Chris Mansell in fifth, Christopher Bourne in sixth, Daniel Moffat in seventh, Trevor Waite in eighth, Ian Marshall in ninth, AJ Jones in 10th, Jamie Hunt in 11th, Lee Whiten 12th, Ed Brown 13th, Robert Homer 14th, Tom Lenatus 15th, 16th Derek Jones, 17th Craig Holmes, 18th Graham Brooks, 19th Gary Barham, 20th Craig Starkey, 21st John Gabbett, 22nd Dave Thompson, 23rd Colin McNair, 24 Richard Cook, 25 Andy Trinket, 26 Lee Smart, 27 Robert Southwell, 28 Scott Cameron, 29 Brandon Fuller, and 30th Adam Rios, bringing that to our whole grid of 30 cars this year.
Big grid.
Big grid.
Big grid for a track that's not very wide in certain parts. So there's some bottlenecks. It's going to be very interesting. If you want to do well tonight, let's say just keep your wits about you, driver etiquette. You know,
It's
um,
being
it's going to be
very
tight.
aware that that train in front of you is going to be very slow for these first 1 or 2 laps. You're not going to be braking at your usual point. You are going to be braking way before. So you're not going to be ploughing in and creating a domino effect of cars in front of you.
Yeah, it'll be good. But I think we're going to see 3 races tonight. To see, I think a front, a mid pack, and a rear pack. You know, but I hope the first 2 or 3 laps they get through okay. It can be really difficult.
It can be really difficult if one of the first drivers at the very front of the pack has an incident.
Yeah,
Say in the top 5, there's still 25 cars that are going to want to get past.
yeah.
And it can
It's
be
going to be a mess.
it can become a car park, but we'll pray and hope that doesn't happen tonight.
Hopefully not. Hopefully not.
I have faith in these drivers, especially honestly going down to the top 15. Even these are great drivers.
Yeah, and that's the thing. There's such a talented lineup here that they all know what they're doing. They know the dangers. They know to keep it clean. So I think the first couple of laps should be okay. Should be. Commentators curse and all that.
Oh, we got the first ones breaking away. So this is a full formation lap tonight. As we'll start
Yep.
to see them all bustle up. They'll all be warming their brakes and tyres. It's interesting. We saw this a bit last week from Russell before on Alessandro. He likes to be quite in the mirrors in the starting procedure. He lets you know that he wants your spot.
Yeah, and it is a psychological game with this guy every time. I mean, as you say, we did see it last week, and he reminded me of Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton in the restart last year. I think he was just all over him, and I think that's what Russell's doing right now. He's just saying to Adam, when the lights go green, I'm going to be there beside you, if not in front of you. But I don't think Adam will be intimidated by that. He's quite a fast driver. But at this stage, my God, you need to make sure you get your fuel. You're trying to get your tires up to temperature. The pressure's up. I think that I tend to lose pressure in the formation lap. So it's good to keep your foot sort of on the brake, to keep the brake dust glowing red, to increase the pressure.
On
Because you're not
board,
doing enough speed.
on board here with Simon. This guy's going to be looking to score as many points as he can tonight, leading the championship. As we saw a minute ago, Russell he wants to get out there and score big tonight and see if he can take that top spot of the championship.
Yeah, Simon has a good lead at the moment. I think his lead is about 30 points at the moment. So Russell will be looking to decrease that, if not pass him.
Some more of the pack coming through McPhillamy Park now.
Yeah.
That'll be
I always find this part really exciting when I'm in the car.
This is where the
Just
nerves and
watching my pressures.
the adrenaline
Yeah,
starts
you just want
kicking
them to
in.
go. Now this is the section during the first few laps, especially, that can be absolute mayhem if it goes wrong.
It
You
c-
know.
it can be so hard. It is so easy to lose the car when you're still bringing pressures into the
Yeah,
tires, but you don't want to feel like you can give a position up. So you're trying to push as hard as you can, but you really have to be kind to them tires in the beginning lap, and they'll be kind back to you.
yeah.
Start to see them all bunching up now as they
Mr. Blobby livery just passed there.
coming down the straight and start to bunch up. Charles
Yeah,
will be wanting to make up for his Paul Ricard lead that he lost last week. He led for most of the race, so he's capable of leading and capable of setting a good pace.
yeah.
He really did stretch his legs on the group last week. So if he can get through, I'm sure he would love the opportunity to do it again. We'll start to see them all starting to get side by
Charles had
side
a
here.
Charles had a great race last week. Apart from, I think he had it off towards the end, but he was leading, definitely leading the whole race pretty much. Look at the length of that train of cars.
That they're starting to now abide by their deltas in front of them.
Yep, Adam's way ahead.
Looks like Adam has slowed down just to get the whole pack together. It's always very hard here.
Yeah, he's essentially controlling the pace, I suppose.
You can
Look at
see
Russell.
Russell is itching. But on the outside, on the first corner, it's going to be very difficult for him unless he gets the jump.
Yeah, look at Adam just pushing him back. He's saying, no, my spot.
There, as we come towards the line here, only a few more meters. And they're
Now they're off.
green.
Oh, Russell got a great start there.
Great start. It looks
Oh,
like
wow.
he's
Yeah.
going to take it into Hell's Corner. Adam's going to chase him down. Coming up the straight here. Charles has dropped a place to Simon. Simon has made up a position. We can see an Audi turned around in the background. We'll be able to go and have a look at what happened there at the start. It looks like it wasn't long enough, so we're not going to get to see it, folks. We're learning about the replay system. I know it was highly requested.
Yeah, we do like to see a smash, unfortunately.
Start to see them all coming through the cutting now. They've managed to get themselves out into quite a nice organised single line. You'll start to see them start to stretch their legs and find their pace, get comfortable, let the adrenaline settle.
Yeah, hold up the pressures. Look at that view, it's fantastic.
It is one of the most beautiful views in motorsport. As you come over Skyline, it's called Skyline because it's all you can see for miles and miles. It's a 6-story drop from Skyline to the bottom of Forest Elbows. It's the same as a 6-story building.
And you can tell because that is a steep, twisty section. Definitely.
Got Chris all up in the draft on the Lamborghini as they come into here at 275, hitting the brakes there.
Seemed to have settled down quite quickly, actually.
It has settled down quite quickly.
Yeah.
Other than the incident at the very start, we've not had anything else happen, really.
Yeah. Russell's still leading.
Start to see that 2099, that lap time will definitely be coming down as we get into this race.
Yeah, once they start to settle down now and get under the rhythm of it, tires will be coming up to pressure properly now. You'll have better grip, a more, I suppose, consistent grip. So you'll have a better understanding of where your car's going to be once you get up to the proper temperatures.
On board with Daniel Moffat, he had a very good result this weekend at Brands Hatch. The 6 hours, finishing sixth after 6 hours. Incredible. They had a great strategy, great pace throughout. He'll be looking to catch another great result here tonight.
Yeah, Daniel's quick. Definitely one of the quick people in Group 1 as well. And it's consistent, which is really important.
Oh, bit of a bump there with the curve.
Say that.
We got Russell Nash, who is falling down the pack.
What happened to him?
He is back in the pits. We'll be able to look at that. So he's coming through McPhillamy Park.
I'm chasing him down there.
Yeah, this looks like it was a race-ending accident. He's gone straight to the pits. Oh, he's lost it at Skyline. He's hit the wall.
Dear. Damage.
You see the cars just sneaking through. Oh, the Ferrari collected him.
Yeah.
That is absolutely unfortunate.
That's the problem. Where he lost it, you have to be turning, but you have to be hard on the brakes at the same time. And if you're in a bad angle, that's exactly what can happen. And it's just really unfortunate to see that, actually.
Seeing
he's
the
worked
Ferrari
really hard to get that
Trevor
position.
Waite coming into the pits here. So the new fight for the lead is between Adam and Simon.
Simon, he's current championship leader, actually. Simon.
Seeing a lot of position changes here on the board, but I can't get to anything quick enough. See what has happened.
Yeah, it's just so much happening around the track.
All chaos unleashed at once upon the track. We had 1 or 2 laps and an absolute hell broke loose.
Yeah, and I think we knew that would happen. We did know that would happen. I see Collins up the 13th there. Craig Holmes just in front of him as well, 11th. There's some people have made up some good places there.
Be quite a big train of cars here.
Yeah.
Quite a big train of cars. Oh, the McLaren looks very, very small with 2 big Bentleys behind it. Oh, it looks like the McLaren just touched the wall. The Bentley's going to have quite the exit on him as they come down here. McLaren moving once to the right, moving back to the racing line.
Oh, he's being threatened by that Bentley. Look at the size of the Bentley compared to the McLaren too. There's such a difference in size of those cars.
See Adam now. Adam, he's now taken that lead from the accident from Russell at the start, and he's put his foot down now, setting the fastest lap at a 2:03.3.
Yeah, he's out in the clean air. And he's not under pressure from anyone, so I think he'll just be trying to set consistently fast laps. We saw that with Charles last week as well. He just took off while the rest were battling behind him.
You have Christopher Bourne trying to have a look up and get past the BMW of Simon Aid. They're right on each other's backs, but you've got to be patient. If you get stuck behind a car coming through the top of the mountain, you got to accept you might be there when you get to the bottom of it. You might not get past.
See, there's not a lot of room for side-by-side action on about half of this track, you know.
It's just a very big case of risk versus reward. Very big case.
I think the best opportunity will be after this twisty section now in the back straight. Get a bit of draft going. Bit of shake and bake in the back straight. We'll see what happens here. he's close enough to get the draft. Maybe not close enough. I don't know. I think it really kicks up when you're in sixth gear. You know, when you're at a high speed. So he's managed to maintain the gap anyway, or maintain the distance between himself and the guy in front. It's some good racing there, actually. Just trying to keep it clean. Boom. He's having a look.
But in the mirror is just letting him know he's still there.
Yeah. 0.3 seconds behind him, so another big straight now. Do you think he'll make a move by the end of it?
Or it's going to be close if Simon moves to the inside to defend it.
Yeah. Definitely having a look again.
The pull. Adam is really stretching his legs here.
Yeah. It's pulling the gap now, 4 seconds.
We can have a look. We can see where he is pulling the time in the lap. See, he's pulling half a second in the beginning sector, 2 seconds in the middle, and 2 at the end. But these guys are fighting it out pretty hard. Adam's just going to want to keep his head down, keep his foot to the floor, and keep building that delta. Because once these two figure it out, it'll be a hunt. It'll be a hunt to catch him.
Yeah, and you know, the battle's working for him because when you're, as I said before, when you're fighting with someone for a position, you tend not to be as quick, which is working to Adam's advantage. He's just running off with it now.
You do have just behind him, we have Chris Mansell and Daniel Moffat, who they would like to catch up to these guys. I mean, if these guys keep fighting, the 3 second gap around Bathurst will close very, very quickly.
Yeah, definitely. Just looking at the top 10 here, I think there's someone's lost time. Number 8, is it? His lost time? Or maybe not.
Yeah, it looks like it's split up. So Adams ran away. We've got Simon and Chris battling. Christopher battling. Chris and Danny battling. And we've got a bit of dead space. Then we've got quite a chain of cars from 9th all the way down to 18th, pretty much.
Yeah. Oh wow, look at that pack.
Oh yeah, I know. Look, right coming into here, it's all a bit hustle and bustle.
That looks like the start of a race. I'm amazed that they're driving so close. There hasn't been another accident there.
Bentley on Bentley into Hell's Corner.
Yeah.
We also got Craig Starkey leaving the pits here as well. Oh, he decided to let him through. He didn't want to get him, but he saw what was going on and was like, no, thank you. Colin McNair,
he stuck his head out of the pits and was like, nope.
Trying to squeeze in here. They're all trying to squeeze in. But there's only room for one car through the cutting as they come up to the next corner. It's only one car wide. It looks wider, but it's deceiving. The race line is only one car wide, and you get off that racing line, you can find that wall very quick. You get in the marbles, there's not much you can do.
Colin's over the back of Craig there, and the Colin BMW. So it's good camera there. Look how close they be to the barriers.
Weaving down and through the walls behind the Bentleys. Right behind him, there's an Audi, a BMW, and then a whole other train of cars trying to catch him up.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like he's caught the wall. Caught the wall. He's going to have to worry about the rejoin here.
He's lost time. Yeah, he's lost speed. Still catching him. He might not lose too many places, actually.
Derek Jones just sneaks past. He managed to carry just enough speed to get it done on Colin. taking advantage of the mistake. It's so easy to hit that wall there. You want to get the power down nice and early. You can see behind him the BMW and the Ferrari battling it out.
Yeah, that's quite a pack actually behind there, isn't it? That Ferrari is just looking for a spot. That's Leonardus, I think it is.
Smarties car on the M&M's car.
Smarties versus M&M's. I go for M&M's.
Oh no, I'm a Smarties guy myself.
No, M&M's, dude. And there's Mr. Cook, sponsored by Nescafe. It's all about the brands tonight.
Just ahead of him, there's this freeway battle and still going on. We do have Danny Moffat is pushing Chris Mansell around this track. He's saying, hey, you got to get your foot down in that Audi.
Yeah.
We're catching Simon.
Two quick drivers. Definitely wouldn't fancy Daniel Moffat sitting behind me anyway, honestly. He's just too quick.
He's very, very consistent and calm.
Yeah.
That's one thing about that man's persona. He's very calm and collected.
You don't want to make a mistake. He'll just be gone. Although, I'm not convinced that Chris Mansell isn't actually Nigel Mansell in disguise, so I've asked him and he has denied it, but I'm not convinced.
Or we might see him move into the braking zone here, but it takes a lot and...
Yep.
Oh. The new fastest lap by Adam, so Adam has just put his foot down.
Storming away, hey.
Yeah, it looks like...
Storming away.
Christopher he is up there. He's broken away from Simon. And jump down to Dave Thompson, who's in the middle of this train.
Looks like M&M's is out front, doesn't he?
Not for long. Spies. We got the other BMW coming into the pits of Adam Rios. He'll be coming in to maybe patch some damage up and might have tagged the wall, and the car's not behaving in a manner he would like anymore. They're now looking at 3 wide. Oh! They managed to figure it out.
Oh, he's pushed Leonardus out there.
A little bit of a squeeze there.
Yeah.
On the Ferrari. Ferrari definitely would have had to have had a little lift into that.
Yeah, he had it back out when he was on the grass.
John Gabbett in the Audi still looking to try and get past the Bentley of Richard Cook. It's also looking like Danny Moffat made it past Chris there as well. Quite a big gap already, so I'm maybe Chris made a little mistake somewhere, or
may have. So easy to make a mistake in this track.
Skyline, you have to press the brakes, then release them, and then press the brakes again, because if you have the brakes held as you go over the crest of the hill,
yeah,
you're just going to lock up and keep going. It's a bumpy ride. We're seeing the Bentley of Richard Cook there having a little bit of an incident, and he's dropping down the positions. As John's now got the clear air in front of him, he'll want to push to see if he can catch that McLaren of Gary Barham up the road.
Wonder what happened to him there.
I missed it.
Is he still?
Looks like he's fallen down to 16th. Oh, the Ferrari and the...
Oh my God, it's a fast...
Oh, that's a fast spin.
Oh.
That's 270 k's. There's a bit of a squeeze there between them both.
Yeah. Some paint damage there, I would say.
Some paint damage there.
He's struggling to find a gear. It can actually be really hard to rejoin because of the power of these gears. You don't end up spinning back around again. It's difficult. There's Colin. Colin is still on the track, I see.
Looks like he's carrying a bit of damage on the front of the BMW.
Yeah, he touched the wall. Smarties is coming up behind him, Mr. Thompson. Having a look. Oh god, that is close. That is very close. You know, what's really
the curb.
is he having a go? No.
He's really
Look how
applying
close
the
that
pressure.
is.
There's nowhere to overtake here.
No, there's not.
You can only really push your opponent into making a mistake.
Yeah.
Three of them blast past the wall.
Close racing.
Down past the grate. The sweeping turn into McPhillamy Park as they head towards Skyline.
Nice.
Start the drop down the hill.
I think about it is for Colin, who's out in front there. It's hard enough to go through this course without making a mistake, but with someone or two cars just right behind you, it's so distracting. So it feels like you're doing two things at once, you know, trying to watch them and trying to make your way around the track without hitting the wall. You did well to get around that.
I think while we were looking at this battle with the Ferrari
spin, for a move.
It's like Colin had let him by. Maybe the damage is a bit too much to get into a fight with him. Maybe this is about present. Seeing the M&M's getting quite loose. We get to see him come into frame.
Yep.
Looks like he's managed to keep it off of anything. We've seen now that with all the battling we've seen and the replay system there of the Ferrari spin that didn't quite work as it planned. It looks like Simon Aid has had a bit of an error and fallen down. So we've got Christopher Bourne now leading the race in the Ferrari with Daniel Moffat behind him. Chris. So Simon will be trying to make up for that, maybe trying to gather up places.
Just looking here.
We've only got 25 cars in the race, so we've had a few retirements already. Most noticeably, Russell Nash is a retirement of this race, and he is second in the championship. So Simon will just be trying to maximise the points he can get from this race to hopefully hold on to that lead in the championship.
Yeah. What happened to Adam? Did we see where Adam went? He gone?
No, I'm not sure we caught that.
Yeah, he was leading. He was like a 6-second lead. One stage there. He's obviously retired. Collins is hanging on to the back of this guy, hoping to get the slipstream.
Colin, we want to try to build that gap on Dave behind him.
Yeah.
We'll jump.
Dave actually. So I was going to say Dave actually was part of this battle, and he lost his rear end a bit there, so he lost a lot of time. But it looks like he's catching up with him a bit.
Jump on board with Christopher Bourne, who is leading the race in Lambo, having a little touch of the grass there. Unnerve you very quickly. He tries to extend the lead out in front of Danny Moffat. He has been quick today. It seems like the race has sort of come his way. He'll just want to be keeping it consistent in the last 13 minutes of the race, trying to hold on to the gap that he's got. 5 positions up from where he started from.
Yeah, you know, it's about consistency. And I mean, he's obviously picked up a number of places due to people having accidents, as well as being quick, you know, not to take that away from him, you know, so a combination of the two has led him into first place, I suppose.
Thomas Linares having a look on the Porsche.
It's almost side by side in here. Wow. That's dangerous.
really pushing to try and get past the Porsche, but you can't do it here.
I don't have a feeling Leonardus might try anyway. You know, he's actually doing quite well considering that spin. I thought he would have had more damage than he actually does.
Yeah, I thought he's done a good job of keeping it off the wall there. He looks like he may have only just brushed it.
Yeah.
As he gets
he
side by side with the Porsche.
He has, he has made the move. Wow. Brilliant. Very good. And it shows you the power of the actual slipstream too.
Seeing the Ferrari turn into an absolute rocket ship down the straight there.
Brilliant.
But you think you were right, the BMW of Dave Thompson is catching Colin. See here that Dave's last lap was a second and a bit quicker.
Yeah, I think Colin has a wee bit of damage from touching that wall earlier. Might have a bit of rear aero damage, possibly.
Fighting for the position though.
Yeah,
Colin is not going to want to give it up. He's going to...
No.
He's going to want to try and stay in front down the straights. If he can hold the position on the straights, it's a lot easier to defend through the top.
So yeah, it's the back straight's going to be the problem here. If Colin can maintain a good gap by the bottom of this hill, then he might stand a chance to get to the end of the straight without an overtake. Just see here now. I think Dave Thompson looks close enough behind him.
Does look like he could be set up for it.
Yeah, maybe.
Colin already moving his car over to defend. Colin knows he's going to have...
let him through. No, he's going to say something else. No. Well, Dave made the move there, hey?
Great move by Dave to get done, especially coming into the outside on the braking zone. He had to brake a lot later than Colin to make that work.
Yeah. Worked out well for him. It did. Oh, Colin's off.
Colin's had a little bit of a spin coming out there. Did he say? I think he might have saved it from the wall. See him drop down. Robert Southwell sneaking by on him in the Aston Martin. But we're also seeing Thomas as well now pressuring him in the background. So he's up 2 positions from where he started. So he started down in 15th. Looks like
it's actually quite good considering he's had it off.
Yeah, it seems he had the big spin.
Yeah.
He's doing a great job to still be up in positions here in the last 10 minutes.
It's all up back at home, doesn't he?
Seeing a damaged BMW in front of him is going to...
Scott Cameron is taking advantage of this battle. I think he's starting to creep up behind it as well.
Colin have a little bit of a moment there on the curb. Oh, he's aborted down the road. It's too bumpy and he's lost it. The Porsche just gets by him. It's so bumpy on the infield there.
So close.
So bumpy on the infield. Colin is going to be breathing a lot more easier now. Now he doesn't have that Ferrari breathing down his neck.
Yeah, I think it was about intimidating. He was right behind him too. It was unfortunate for the Ferrari.
It's a brave place to make a pass, and you have to be sure about it.
Yeah.
It's way too bumpy on the inside there to take take any car across, even if it is an exit, like for the cars, like a bit of runoff. It's so bumpy there.
Yeah, and you can become a passenger, which is obviously what happened. Once you start to lose control, there's really not much you can do on some occasions. Just watch the wall come towards you. But Colin will be relieved, definitely. You can try and get the head down now and try and catch up with Robert. Watch Mr. Cook here.
But
Sorry, Mr. Cameron.
up the front, we do have Danny Moffat. He has closed the gap a little bit down to 3.6. We might just be able to see Christopher Bourne up ahead of him. They come into the last 6.5 minutes here. There's the Lamborghini coming through. Take a look at the lap times and compare. Danny reeled him in 0.2 on the last lap, so as they come over the line, we'll get a fresh reading and get to see as Christopher put his foot down. They're both up 5 positions, so they started next to each other on the grid.
Doesn't surprise me if Dan can make this time up. He's just such a quick driver. He really is.
Took 0.6 out of him that lap, 2 in the first, 4 in the second. But Christopher did get a little bit back, only a little bit, 400ths in the last sector.
You'll find at this stage now the tyres just won't have the grip that they once had. And they'll be a bit more careful about the corners, so we get them up more understeer. So, if you were kind to your tyres at the start, this is where you'll reap the benefits now. It's going to be interesting to see if Daniel can make it. Break up that time and close that gap.
These two have been battling quite a lot today. The M&M's BMW of Dave Thompson and the Smarties Aston Martin of Lee Smart. They've been quite feisty today.
Yeah, Dave's doing quite a good job there. I think he fell back from Lee Smart and Colin earlier, but he's made that play. He's made that time back up again, and
can
definitely
see now that the Porsche is pushing up to catch up to Colin.
Yeah, I definitely think Colin has a bit of damage. So
the BMW is looking quite a bit worse for wear.
Yeah,
you have to be brave.
Just be glad to get this race over.
The Porsche thinking about putting it on the inside of Griffin's Bend, but that is a commitment. The driver, you need to be sure the driver's going to comply with you, because if you throw it in there side by side, you can very easily run out of room at the exit of that corner. The wall comes up very fast.
Yeah. I think it's this entire section is just not a good place to try and overtake. Very brave person to try, I think.
I can tell you that Daniel Moffat is still bringing it down now to almost 3 seconds on Christopher. 3.5 minutes left to go, so it might, if Christopher keeps it clean and tidy and just it's another couple laps in that he's been doing, I'm not sure if he's going to be able to catch him. Got camera, I'm looking that down, I'm seeing it, he is actually up 15 positions from where he started. So if he can get past Colin here, it'll be 16 from where he started, and he'll be a very, very happy boy this evening with his race.
100%. I think, and that's just something I was saying at the start. If you keep out of trouble, keep it consistent and clean, there's a lot of crashes, a lot of people going off. You can pick up so many places, and obviously he's done that tonight, as well as driving well. Obviously, he's done a great job so far, actually. And he's just keeping it nice and clean with Colin there. I think he's just going to wait for his moment, which could be after the next corner.
Oh, it looked like Colin got a little bit of a better exit here, so it's going to be difficult. Yeah. The Porsche is not exactly known for its straight line speed.
Yeah, he's got the slipstream. Look at that. Oh,
He's got
he's
it
made the
on
move.
the inside.
Yeah.
Colin thinks better of it. Did not want to go side by side into there this late in the race.
Yeah, I think Colin just wants to nurse up BMW to the finish line at this stage.
There's a great
But
pass from Scott. A great
yeah, that was
pass.
really good, really good. He's done so well. 16 places. It's amazing.
Okay, the leader is on the final lap now. Give it all you can.
It's a battle.
That's it. The leaders come across the line for the final lap. Christopher Bourne has drove outstandingly today.
Yeah,
Been in the right positions. A bit of good fortune in keeping the car away from the walls. That's what you need to do just to get a good result here.
100%. I don't think Dan's going to
Daniel
make up that
Moffat
time.
and Chris Mansell will be very happy. We see Lee Smart
Look at this.
touch the walls. Dave is going to want to be all over him here.
Smarties versus M&M's. I think
It wasn't enough pull.
Oh, I thought he was making that move. It's shocking. It'll be last and late breakers here, I think.
A little bit of a touch from behind, but they keep them both in check.
Very lucky not to have an incident there. Definitely. Such a close race for these two guys.
There has been some good close races from the packs that did form, from the cars that have come out or had an incident or been involved with something. They've really fought back and earned them points for themselves in the midfield. It may not have been a perfect race they were looking for, but they're definitely making the most of it tonight.
I think the midfield has been probably the most entertaining tonight. A lot of battles going on, you know, around there. There's Mr. Bourne, first position.
See, Danny Moffat, he managed to get it down to 2.8. Given maybe a few more laps, he might have got him. You can see the flashing of the lights. He's a happy boy with his drive tonight. Up 5 positions from where he started.
The leader has finished the race.
Amazing. What an amazing drive.
Just behind him, Daniel. Chris Mansell bringing it across round the corner for third. Going back, we have Simon Adu scoring good points tonight with fourth.
Yep.
It's good to score points when your rival in the championship hasn't scored any tonight.
Brilliant. He's waving that around. He's very happy.
AJ Jones and I think that's Ian Marshall. AJ Jones has dealt as gone a bit squiff this evening with the boards. He brings it home for fifth. Ian Marshall just bringing it around the last corner now for sixth.
Gary's done very well in seventh. We haven't really seen much of him.
Yeah, Gary Barham
second half of the race.
12 positions up from where he started, bringing it home for seventh.
Brilliant.
So he's going to be happy with that.
Absolutely brilliant. Yeah, definitely. Up 13 as well, this guy.
Robert Southwell coming across the line. No, John Gabbert coming across the line. 13 positions up from where he started. He'll be really happy. Dave Thompson, the M&M's BMW we've seen in a lot of fights this evening. 13 places he made up this evening, bringing it home for a solid top 10.
What happened to Mr. Smarties? Lee Smart? Was he not battling with him in that last lap?
Not sure. It's looking like we got a yellow flag for him now, so he might have had an incident. Yeah, it looks like he's had a bit of an incident. He's just trying to bring her home to the line.
That's a pity.
That is a pity. He did have a great drive this evening. 12 positions up.
He was in front of the M&M's car. Dave's car.
Andy Trinket bringing it in for 22nd. And Lee Smart, he managed to get that Aston Martin across the line.
Yeah. Don't know what happened there, Dan.
So that was our round 6 of Mount Panorama this evening, guys.
Great race.
Absolutely
great race.
Great
Lots of
race.
action.
Lots of action. I know a lot of people are going to be feeling a bit beat up, maybe by
Yeah,
having the incidents in the race, but it's Bathurst. There's always going to be some walls somewhere that are going to catch you.
100%. And we've got Group 2 tomorrow night, which I'm driving on, and I am not looking forward to it because it's such a dangerous track, you know.
Um,
But no, it was a great race. Some good battles, good midfield battles, especially.
Great race, yeah. To see some of the front runners unfortunately having incidents and seeing some guys from behind them pull up and start pulling a lead, take the positions, and really make a statement by just running off into the distance.
Yeah, he did a fantastic job at the front there. I don't know what happened. We missed what happened to Adam. He was leading at one stage. He must have had a retirement. But no, brilliant race. Really, really good. Lots of action
What,
and lots of danger.
where is the next round for Group One, Neil? Are you able to tell me?
I'm not too sure actually. Where the next one is? Let me just check. Oh, it's going to take me a second to find this, unless you can find
Right,
it
we're
quicker.
gathering the papers, folks. We're stacking papers in here.
Green light. Give it all you got.
But I hope everybody has enjoyed this evening. I know it was a bit more different than usual, and we missed a few things with the replay system. But as we learn to use it and adapt, it will become very useful.
Yeah, it was the Australian cameraman.
I'm going to blame the Australian. There's the kangaroos. The kangaroos playing with the cameras. Turn you back for 2 seconds, and there's a kangaroo man in the camera. What can you do?
Well, I know. I really want to know where the next race is now. Sort of. I'm going to have a look.
Hold on, I'll be able to find it.
Let me see.
So Group 1 next will be Zolder. So Belgium. Very twisty, tight tracks, a lot of high curbs. All your time is made up by going over the curb, so it should be very interesting. Very,
Yeah,
very interesting to see how the McLaren drivers handle it to how the Bentley drivers handle it, and if that affects their times.
should be good.
Well,
As always, it will be good racing.
yeah, it will be good race, great racing, always
Yeah.
great racing. So I think for this evening, that's going to be all from myself and Neil.
Yeah.
Tomorrow
Thank you very
evening,
much.
you were very welcome. Thank you very much, Neil, for joining us.
No
Tomorrow
problem.
evening, we will be doing Group 2 with myself and Craig Starkey, man in the commentary booth, as we watch Group 2 tackle the mountains. That will be at 7:55. The live stream is already scheduled to go, so you can hit the notify button on the channel, be notified when we go live tomorrow, so you can catch the race, be notified when it goes off. And until then, folks, enjoy the rest of your evening, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you for joining us. See you later.